Catechism. Yeah, I guess it's about the midpoint of Advent, and we gotta focus. Exodus chapter 3, verses 1 through 7 and 10 through 14. Now Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, and he led his flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. He looked, and behold, the bush was burning, yet it was not consumed. God called to him out of the bush, "Moses, Moses." And he said, "Here I am." Then he said, "Do not come near. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground." And he said, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. Then the Lord said, "I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. I know their sufferings. Come, I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt." But Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?" He said, "But I will be with you, and this shall be the sign for you, that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain." Then Moses said to God, "If I come to the people of Israel and say to them, 'The God of your fathers has sent me to you,' and they ask me, 'What is his name?' what shall I say to them?" God said to Moses, "I am who I am." And he said, "Say this to the people of Israel, 'I am has sent me to you.'" Moses is one of the greatest figures of the Old Testament. An unstoppable freedom fighter, a powerful intercessor, a prophet like no other, a great patriarch, and a friend of God. It's an impressive resume. But Moses didn't start off this way. He grows up in Egypt. He's raised in Pharaoh's household, and he's likely more familiar with the Egyptian gods than with the God of his own people. So when we get to the burning bush, it's like an introduction of sorts. "Moses, I'm God, the God of your father, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Moses is stunned and in awe. He hides his face because he's afraid to look at God. But this is just the beginning of a remarkable story of friendship between God and Moses. By the end of the book, Moses no longer hides his face. He'll speak to God face to face, as with a friend. He knows him intimately, knows who God is, merciful, loving, patient, steadfast, forgiving. But here at the beginning, Moses is introduced to God, and God reveals his mysterious name to Moses. "I am who I am." Or it can also be translated, "I am who I will be." And then Moses is given an astonishing invitation. Go to Egypt, confront the most powerful ruler whose power is built on the back of Hebrew slaves, and ask him to set those slaves free. If that isn't a monumental task, I don't know what is. God calls Moses to a Herculean undertaking, and with that, he invites him to magnanimity. Magnanimity. I love that word. It's not such a common word, though. It means greatness of soul or spirit, and it indicates a virtue that prompts us to strive for great things. This is what Moses is asked to do, and this is the virtue he needs to do it. And he does it. You know the story. God asks Moses, Moses hesitates, God turns out to be pretty persuasive, Moses says yes, one thing leads to another, and voila, the people are free. No, actually it's very complicated, very dramatic, and just tremendous. I mean, it's kind of the defining event of the Old Testament, the Exodus. And that can make us think that magnanimity is only for such climactic events and for world historical individuals like Moses. But that's not true. It's actually a virtue we all need. Because, and this can make us a little uncomfortable, we also are challenged to strive for great things, to be magnanimous